Ravi was tired. Every day was the same. Wake up, rush to work, stare at a computer, come home, eat, sleep, repeat. He felt like a tiny cog in a giant machine, his days a blur of grey buildings and flickering screens. Ravi yearned for something more. He longed for color in his life, for excitement, for something new to spark his soul. His childhood dreams of adventure and creativity felt like faded photographs, their edges blurred by time and routine. One evening, as Ravi trudged home from work, a flyer fluttered onto his path. It was an advertisement for a night train, but not just any train. This one promised a journey unlike any other. Intrigued and desperate for a change, Ravi decided to take a chance. He packed a small bag, ignoring the voice in his head telling him it was foolish, and set off for the train station. The platform was eerily deserted for a night with a scheduled departure. The air hung heavy with the smell of coal and something else Ravi couldn't quite place, something akin to faraway rain and old libraries. He checked his watch, anxiety gnawing at him. Was he at the right place? Just then, a low whistle pierced the night, and with a soft hiss, the train glided into the station. It wasn't what Ravi expected. Instead of a modern, sleek engine, this train was old-fashioned, its exterior a deep, gleaming green with ornate gold detailing. The train had only one door, and as Ravi stepped inside, he was met with an unexpected silence. The carriage was dimly lit, the plush velvet seats unoccupied. He chose a seat near a window, his heart pounding with a mixture of fear and excitement. The train started smoothly, without a jolt or a sound. Ravi peered out the window, expecting to see the familiar city lights. Instead, he was met with darkness, a vast inky blackness that seemed to swallow everything around it. He turned his attention to the carriage. It was then he noticed the other passengers, all seated alone, their faces shrouded in shadow. They were an odd assortment. An old woman with a brightly colored parrot perched on her shoulder, a young boy with a book of fairy tales, a man with a twinkle in his eye that hinted at countless stories. No one spoke. It wasn't an uncomfortable silence, but a peaceful one, as if everyone on board understood something Ravi didn't. He felt a strange sense of calm wash over him, a feeling he hadn't realized he'd been missing. As the night wore on, Ravi's curiosity got the better of him. He approached the conductor, a tall, thin man with eyes that seemed to hold the wisdom of 1,000 journeys. "Excuse me," Ravi began, his voice hesitant in the quiet carriage. "Where is this train going?" The conductor smiled, a knowing smile that reached his eyes. "This train," he said, his voice a low rumble, "goes wherever it needs to. It chooses its passengers, those who are lost and seeking something more." Ravi frowned, unsure of what to make of the cryptic answer. The conductor, as if reading his thoughts, continued, "Don't worry. In time you will understand." As the train journeyed onward, the landscape outside the window began to change. Lush green jungles filled with chattering monkeys and brightly colored birds flashed by. Ancient temples, their spires reaching for the sky, emerged from the mist. Sparkling rivers reflecting the ever-changing colors of the sky snaked through emerald valleys. With each passing wonder, I felt something stir within me. I saw glimpses of my childhood dreams, painting vivid landscapes, writing fantastical stories, dancing with unrestrained joy. These memories, long forgotten, flickered like fireflies in the recesses of my mind. I closed my eyes, letting the rhythm of the train and the beauty of the passing world wash over me, reawakening something I thought I had lost forever. Days turned into nights, and still, the train journeyed on. Ravi lost track of time, his city life feeling like a distant, fading dream. The other passengers remained an enigma, each lost in their thoughts, their presence oddly comforting. One evening, as the sky blazed with 1,000 shades of orange and purple, Ravi found himself talking to the young boy with the book of fairy tales. The boy, with a wisdom that belied his age, spoke of magic and dreams, of the importance of listening to one's heart. "Sometimes," the boy said, his voice filled with a quiet certainty, "the greatest adventures are found not in distant lands but within ourselves." Just when Ravi felt he could journey on this train forever, content in the rediscovery of his forgotten self, the train began to slow. He looked out the window to see a quaint, unfamiliar town bathed in the soft glow of dawn. The train glided to a stop. The conductor, his face etched with a gentle kindness, approached Ravi. "This is your stop," he said, his voice barely a whisper. Ravi's heart ached. He didn't want the journey to end. He had found a sense of peace on the train, a connection to his long-forgotten dreams. "But where am I?" he asked, his voice laced with confusion and a hint of fear. "You are home," the conductor replied, placing a reassuring hand on Ravi's shoulder. "Now go, follow your dreams. The world is waiting for you." When Ravi woke up, he found himself in his own bed. The train journey felt like a distant dream, a beautiful but fleeting fantasy. He sat up, the events of the past days swirling in his mind. Had it all been real, or just a figment of his imagination? As he glanced around his room, his eyes fell on a canvas he had completely forgotten about. It was filled with vibrant colors, depicting a swirling landscape of jungles, temples, and rivers, a perfect reflection of his journey on the mysterious train. He walked over to his desk and found stacks of papers covered in stories and poems, their words echoing the whispers of his rediscovered dreams. He had no memory of painting the canvas or writing the stories, yet they felt intimately familiar, like echoes of his soul. That morning, Ravi made a decision. He wouldn't let the magic of the journey fade. He wouldn't silence the reawakened yearnings of his heart. He called his boss and quit his job, his voice trembling with a mixture of fear and exhilaration. He embraced his newfound passion, his days now filled with the vibrant hues of paint and the lyrical flow of words. He joined an art class, his heart soaring with each brushstroke, each carefully crafted sentence. The grey monotony of his old life was gone, replaced by a world bursting with color and creativity. He never forgot the mysterious train or the profound lessons it taught him. It served as a constant reminder that sometimes the greatest journeys are the ones that lead us back to ourselves.